Good evening. I try to explain today, in a very short period of time, half an hour, the experience of all my life and the relation with the nature. This was my formation with, I am between 10 years old, 9 years old, 15 years old. I live in an amazing island, in this moment very empty island, full of nature. And the beach have a lot of forms, and without any knowledge like now, like architect, I absorbed the landscape in my spirit. And this is my island, another part. Sometimes it's desert, sometimes it's green. And this was one artist when I am very young, that was Cesar Manrique in Lanzarote, that they put in value this beautiful island. And of course, like all of us, I have the reference to the classic architect Le Corbusier, Mies, and this rational formation that I received in my formation in the University of Barcelona. And Kandinsky really broke all my formation. When I finished, I was working in Paris for one different architect and discovered Kandinsky and really broke everything. The make really free the forms of my drawings. This was my first competition that La Villette for another architect, of course. In this moment, I have 26 years old. And this is just a part that absorbed from Kandinsky, this free form. And this was my first competition in 1984 in Canary Island. And this was in 84, and this is 2022. Probably this is one of the more important projects in my life, and it's in relation with one tree. You know, the tree is there, and all the around is a parking place for buses. It's a parking place, thank you. It's a parking place of buses. And a big disaster around the tree. And the tree is a dragon tree, is going to die. And the competition was save the tree. And the competition was put one steel structure to the tree. And we don't put the structure. We change the environment. And we put the tree like was 500 years ago. And this is how it's now. No road, no buses, all nature around the tree. And this was the trees in 71. You know, a track, a national road, 2 meters from the tree. This no is a tree, in fact. It's a 1,200 years old tree, but it's from the family of the onions. And this was around the tree. And now it's like that. In this moment, we change the surrounding. And the surrounding in this moment, you are thinking in 1984, not too much people are thinking in nature. Not too much people are thinking in the problem that we have in the world. In this moment, the people have petrol, no problem. In this moment, the people are not thinking in main nature. But this was in 84. And this is just the visitor center to the Follow the Dragon. And we make like a space where you can have the feeling of the space. You can smell the nature. You can have the feeling that you are in the nature. And it's like a big cave where I put the building inside with a system of ramp. And this is the space, like a chapel of the dragon, or temple of the dragon. And this is the dragon. And this is, if you make a zoom and study the dragon, the forms just make a lot of influence in our work. And this is a drawing, how we analyze the form of this dragon, and we start to have one concept, that is hatching. Hatching is something that we have in our office, and for here, we study the forms, the function, the engineering pieces, everything that you always, all of us, study in each of the project. And for the other side, we are very free. Well, you remember Kandinsky started to make my chain. And now the natural forces from the nature influence too much the form of our work. Nature. These are my islands. Sometimes volcano, sometimes snow, sometimes beach, sometimes pines, desert, beaches, black beaches, clouds and humidity. And this is the place where I live. And now we are in Lanzarote. And Lanzarote, you remember, is the island of this artist that I put at the first, Cesar Manrique. And Cesar put in value these kind of things because the people at the first, they don't like, because it's a desert island, very black, no green. But the influence of Cesar in the neighborhood was that the people are happy to this kind of black landscape without trees. And how survive this grape? The grape survive. This is an agriculture system, and the farmer make this kind of system where the humidity of the air have a condensation and the grape can survive for the water of the wind. And this is desert. And this is in Lanzarote. If you make a hole, you can find a fire. If you put the water, it's like a glacier. And this is in Morocco. This was start to study one city, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer for the Venice Biennale in the Prague pavilion. And we study like the natural forces change the form of this volume. And we try to think about how this city can be green with the condensation, and this city are prepared to the natural forces. And this is me, I love make models, and my people from my team. This is in the Moroccan pavilion. And this is when I was teaching in Hong Kong. How study the city that is Hong Kong is city 2D fingers in a plot of land, how the city we don't start to thinking about 3D city. This is in Sarsha. Even in the desert, you can find water. And we have the idea of make with some people from there a glacier on the desert. Always a student, always workshop, festival hatching we make every year. Or this is Christine Ferreis, that was the director of our IDES Gallery. And just try to introduction to the kids in our work, in architectura. Frayotto, I have the opportunity of work with him, and this was in my city before, one refinery of petrol. And when we take out the refinery, we save this tank, that the tank, the name is Dulce Serach, because it was the mother of this tank. And we take bottles from the COVID times for oxygen. I don't know the name in English, oxygen. And we transform these bottles in minions. And the minions eat bananas, and for that, and this is a finger for go to the boat, and we save this finger and we use in our garden, and we make around the garden. Before refinery was a banana plantation, and we tried to study different layers in this plot of land. And this is in a video that make over our installation in the Christmas light in one small town in Fuerteventura, in Canary Island. We take the toys. When come the Germans and all the foreigners, they buy to the kids a lot of toys for the beach. But when they go at the end of the week, they abandon all these toys for them that buy in the Chinese shops. And we use this system with a kid with child from the school, and we make a Christmas light with these abandoned pieces. And this is our swimming pool in Berlin, that the important is quite famous in the Spree River, but the important don't was the swimming pool. The important was in 2004 that we proposed that the way this is going to be the first bubble of clean water in the Spree River. And now the people are swimming in the river after 21 years. And this is the boat, we painting, we put a waterproof membrane. And that is the swimming pool. This is my house, always shadow in Canary Island. The interior light, Presidencia, that was everything come, of course my house no, but normally 90% come from competition. And this, we saved one balcony that was in one building that demolished in the 70s, and we put this balcony in a new building where the people use the balcony. And this is just the entrance of one gallery. We make small things, big things. When you make an opera, you need 7 years of work. And 7 years is too hard work in only one project. For that, we make small bubbles inside to this big process. We don't have never big project at the same time. Always we are between 12 to 18 people. More than 18, very dangerous. Less than 12, very dangerous. Always you are like that, because I love make models. And this is just the evolution of my career. And this one athletic stadium that the MoMA put in the cover of one big exhibition that they make over Spain. Looked like a volcano, but the volcano resolved my problem for make the function. And this was the winner in the Global Architectural Festival in Singapore a lot of years ago. This square that tried to put frame to the landscape, put in value the landscape. Always light, always shadow. And a student from Hong Kong, competition in Burgen in Switzerland that we won. This was the square when we make the competition. And at the end of the competition, we make this a small square. It's very long. Each of the project have for one lecture. But in the WAF, everything is very fast. In Switzerland, everything is computer, everything is machines, everything is technology. In another places, and these are the citizens of the benches, always a relation between the client and architect. All of you know that is very, very important, the relation between architect without good clients, we can make nothing good. Sorry. Yokohama in Mumbai. This is one small project that we are making in Korea, in Jeju. It's for Mr. Park Seo-bo. It's a very amazing architect, painting from Seoul, from Korea. Outside, very small, underground, more than 1,000 square meters. In Jeju. This is an artist. This is the relation for me was very incredible. I am island people, and I am in another island in Korea, volcanic island too, very similar to problem to my house. And this is in Daegu. I don't win this competition, but maybe they make, it's a floating theater. And this is the floating theater. And this was my second university, Magma. And this is Dulce and Victor Pablos Perez and Moneo speaking about these three persons really have a lot of big influence over my character. And this is the church that I am lucky and yesterday win. 4 pieces, 8 pieces have one specific function. and the light. Tomorrow I am in a small project, and I am going to make this in a more precise presentation. Always light, shadow, big, small, compress, and expansion. Like Tesoro de Atreo, 1,250 years before Pantheon. And Pantheon have the emotion, but Tesoro de Atreo have the same emotion. I think human condition don't change, always is the same. All of us go to Pantheon, have the emotion. And I think dark, light, this kind of sensation never change. This was one competition, was one opera, Tesoro de Atreo, and Human Heritage City from Copernico in Poland was a competition. 60% of the opera is underground, 40% is over the soil, 15 meters under the water, and a lot of configurations. 4,600 organs. We control very well the cost, but we never make two projects like that. We don't have enough capacity for make two projects at the same time. We make one, follow the another one. Different configuration, one day like that, one day like this. Lobby compressed and full of absorption. Inside, a lot of reverberant times. We need inside the roof come down 6 meters and change the acoustic for change of volume. And we make a test and make a homologation of all the materials. This is the roof coming down. And this is just the project that we are now. It's a Caixa Forum. It's a bank that have a very incredible 5 museums in Spain. One from Jack Herzog de Meuron that make a very fantastic project in Madrid. Carmen Pinos made one in Zaragoza. In Barcelona there is another one. Another in Valencia and Sevilla. And we open this garden, and this is under construction now. The space is amazing. I am in love. This project is about 10 minutes from my house, walking. I go the weekend alone, really. It's like a drug. Like a drug, no? Yes. This is the atmosphere inside. Thank you very much, and I hope that you find it interesting. Thank you.
So that I now see why the church took so long to make, because it was already in use before. You had masses taking place after only a few years.
The church, when I started the church, And the bishop tell to me, the money is coming very slowly because the neighborhoods are very poor. You must make something that you can additional and additional. When Gaudí make crypta well, that all the architect love, no, and more than the architect, the people love, he make the crypta and never construction the church. But in fact, the crypta was the first step. This amazing crypta that is one of my favorite buildings in the world.
Are you talking about the Güell church or the
Well church? Yes, the crypta well. It's outside to Barcelona, a few kilometers from Barcelona.
Yes, I've been there.
It's amazing, no place.
It is.
But and the bishop tell to me, you must make like that. But I take the decision of make different, like a bread. You have money, you make one. You have more money, you make two. And when you have two, you can use like a church.
So the first actual mass that took place was after phase 2. Is that correct?
Yes. We make this, and with these two pieces, the priest can work during close to 10 years. Later come the Spanish recession of money, and when they have more money, we start another phases. And in fact, we finish the building with money from Netflix, because at the end Netflix, yes, no, sorry, Apple TV. Apple TV discovered the church, and they use the church like a bibliothèque of the universe, and they pay every 2 days or 3 days about 25,000 euros.
For the location.
For the location for make the films.
That was very handy to continue your work.
We finished the
It's
church.
a good strategy.
No, but I don't know this before. They discovered the church and they love the church. And the film is, I don't remember now. Maybe I remember the...
But I was struck in your film at the end that you do something that many architects don't readily do. You showed us the building in use. Often architects want their work photographed with no people in them. Mm-hmm. And I think that's very sad. Whereas you spoke about the Pantheon, mm-hmm. and Pantheon obviously has, as you say, a great emotional impact on a broad, almost everybody gasps when they walk into that building with no windows, just the hole in the ceiling and the shaft of light.
It's amazing.
And I guess that you've taken that as the essence of a spiritual space where you had, of course, you had to have phase 1 and phase 2 if those are 2 blocks, because then you had the light could enter into the spaces inside.
There is one very thin and a very small Japanese book that speak about light and shadow. If you won't see the light, you need shadow.
Of course, the importance of shadow.
Yes.
Well, as cineasts say, there is no cinema without light.
Exactly. Exactly. In the airport, never there is light because no shadow.
You've made me interested in going to Tenerife because of these incredible landscapes. And, I have this image in my head of it being crowded with tourists. And yet it has an extraordinary range of natural conditions, which obviously you've taken to heart. And I admire very much the fact that you can see architecture in something with no plants, which is kind of just rock. And that rock has incredible texture that you have somehow reproduced in your work. The kind of the many projects seem to have a hammered, pitted surface. How do you actually achieve those complicated surfaces that are imitating
In the case of it's very interesting, your analysis. I think in the case, for example, to the church, there is two concepts. One is like the cave where Jesus Christ died, and another is for acoustic reasons. If you have valley, when you make the broad concrete, I don't make a small points. No, I make valley and hills. Because when you make a valley and hill, it's for acoustic reasons. Medium frequency, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. When you have si, higher frequencies are very fragile. You need a small picado, a small broad concrete. But you are in medium frequencies, you need big picado, valley and hills in this scale.
So you have both.
We have both, and low frequencies don't need nothing. Low frequencies, only you need block, don't go out. And for that,
How do you actually make that surface?
With a big pneumatic hammers.
With big hammers?
Yes. Sometimes even with a machine, very small machine, that make the work, and the building make the building move all of.
You emphasize that your work almost always is developed with models.
With
models, maquettes.
Model, yes, of course.
And is that true for every project, including the concert halls and all the ones with complex internal spaces?
When I was very young and I make the projects always in clay. I love the clay.
Did you fire it or just leave it to dry?
No, it's clay with water. I make
Did you cook it?
Yes. No, you don't can cook. Because when you make for cook, you need make clay one piece. But when you are working in clay, you put additional pieces. When you put in the fire, all the model is broke. For that, after a few years, I discovered that if I want to have in the future models, I change clay for plastiline
that dries on its own.
Yes,
to make a hard surface.
And we have I don't know how many. And normally we put here, I put here, and here put a camera, and I make models. And the next day we draw, we make section, we make plans. I change the model.
So the model is the master form. It's not a drawing.
No. The model is just everybody works for the model.
It's a collective work.
I make the model, and I think.
What if you don't like it? If somebody adds a bit and you don't like it?
If I don't like it, what?
If someone in your team adds a piece and then you don't like it?
Normally I control my work. For that I can make too much work. I control the work, and I make in the process at the first, I make the model in plastilina.
You do?
Yes.
But you said it's also a collective work, that you have everybody in the team participate?
Oh, everybody make AutoCAD or Rhino or.
Oh, I see. So, but the model, the initial model,
exactly,
is your piece. So, do you have a special place in the office to do that?
Sometimes even in my table. Sometimes I travel with small.
With the clay. Yes. Fantastic. Did you bring any clay here to Miami? We could do some workshop.
I know all the projects, but. Not all the project is like that, but maybe 90% of the project come with this flexible material that you can go. But when it's coming bigger and bigger, of course, this material disappears. When you have a clear vision about the project, the concept, when you have the concept, start to another process in cardboard or in wood, can change the process.
So when you were doing the church,
yes,
how many versions of the project did you make in model form?
We make the project probably about less than 1 year, 70 years ago.
With the original model?
Yes, and we make in plastiline, in a white plastiline. That is nice because I can make a photo, I can scanner,
And do you carve away
Yes.
the material? You cut it with a
Yes.
knife or with a
Yes, and draw by
modeling
hand.
tools?
Draw by hand. The people draw in AutoCAD. The people draw in Rhino and give to me. I print, I draw. I'll always is in this way. In a
So
process.
it's a circular process.
Oh yes, and even sometimes never when we start. I am speaking about the concept. No, for example, no. When we finish the concept, even we start the contraction project. Sometimes we go to the concept and we change a little the concept. Always is like that, like this, and
It's
we go up,
oscillating.
but we come back again. I am not enough clever to make the first drawing and finish the project like my first drawing.
So you scan do you scan the models?
Sometimes. This is very recently. Before we make the models in a kind of a scanner that I call African scanner that we make with a very
Non-technical.
no without any computer. Only we take the dimension in very precise
Well,
way.
sculptors used to use calipers, these metal measuring device to take
Yes,
the
you
width.
can have the different. Normally we make a box like that, and here we have letters, and here we have number, and here we have the set. We change, and we can take the dimension, and we know all the points, A, B, and X, and you have 3 dimensions in the space, and you can know where you are, and you
So
can
it's a
change.
kind of three-dimensional
But
graph.
this was in the past. Now we
Now
scan.
you're scanning.
Yes.
But I'm very impressed by the fact that the model is not just a conceptual tool, you're actually using it directly to create the architectural form.
Yes. And when you are in the process and start to make the section and start to make the structure and they start to make the air condition or no, the natural ventilation, the function, you come back again to the model and you change the model.
How do you get inside the model?
Inside the model, we have really, even I can put the head inside. Some bigger, and I can put the head
You
inside.
don't have a little camera where you
We have
can
to.
go
Yes,
inside.
yes.
Because, of course, the interior space is what it's all about, really, isn't it? It's the outside is a signifier, but the real experience is from the inside.
When the young people arrive to my office at the first, they see the plastiline. No, this is no because
think-
I love computer. And then they are love making the model in plastilina.
Yeah, because they want to go straight to the computer.
Yes.
They're like most students or recent
Of
graduates.
course, we make the computer, but I love more, for example, make a models and make a video on the model. I love this kind of, because at the end give to you more sensation that more spiritual, and it's I am like that. Probably another architect really like make a 3D in Rhino or maybe and use Illumions for make a. Of course, we make Illumions at the end, but at the end, never on the process.
But you're using solid and void in a direct relation to the inspiration that you have with natural conditions. So with the church, of course, we saw the inside. Could you tell us a bit more about what is around the church?
Around the church, we
What is the setting and how do you arrive at the church? And what is the process for the visitor when you see the church?
This is something that normally we repeat in a public building and it's not public because not all our buildings are very similar. I can show 100% of my work, but not all of them have the same way. Because no is the same make my house that is shadow and different that make and shadow our house is a nest. And for example, one Congress Center is one experience for the people that visit the place, no? When the people visit the place, this is a convention center that you cut for partitions, no? I have one place like that. But when you are here, no character. You don't know if you are here or if you are in New York or if you are in Berlin. Everywhere you can find the same places like that. And we try to create places like that, very function, very flexible. This is a machine for make a lot of events, no? Today we are here, and tomorrow maybe there is a Rolling Stone inside to here. And these are very flexible. But we try to make this that when you are there, you know that you are in
that particular place.
Exactly. Because when you are here, you see with these chairs that everywhere is the same chairs, no?
Yes, just generic.
We try to create a space with their own character.
Well, you did that remarkably with the Drago tree, which in a way is a piece of architecture in its own right. You've identified that tree as having a kind of complexity and a specificity, apart from the fact that it's incredibly ancient, but it also has intriguing spaces. And I was just talking about the relation between the inside and the outside. And I imagine that one of the factors about that tree that you like so much is that all these little kind of spaces in between the branches and the density of it. So how did that tree then shape what you put around it?
Maybe this tree that I am working in this project close to 40 years.
40 years?
Yes, because you are going to make nature need time. It's impossible to make nature in 1 year.
But trees take time to grow, as we know.
And when you take one national road outside, change the national road was about 10 years.
Just to change the road?
The national road. And this was very complicated. And I remember maybe 20 years ago, the citizen of the town go to the scene and they want to kill me.
They want to kill you?
Yes, because I changed all the surrounding of the tree. And the memory of the people, why this guy is going to change our history. But the history was very bad for the tree, because they put around the tree a garden of rose. And rose, in Canary Island, no one rose. Rose need water 2 or 3 times every week. And Drago, he don't want water, only when it's raining, because it's a local plant. And when we change all this surrounding, check the rose outside, the people are very unhappy with me. In the newspaper, all the people won't kill to me, and I am lucky, like
but
all
you're still alive. They didn't kill you.
No, but with this in this moment was very hard for me, and I am lucky with the mayor, because the mayor, yes, he said, Menis make that, must be like that, and this is very, very unusual, because normally the mayors, if the people 10,000 people there in a village that maybe have 15,000, it's a big problem for him, but he don't change of idea, and I continue working all my life in the same project.
So when you work on a project like that, which
Yes.
has a lot to do with growing elements of nature, with,
Yes.
with trees and
Yes.
succulents and plants that are suited to the, how deeply do you go into the landscape, the botanic aspect of the project? Are you a skilled botanist as well as
Normally I work with Wilfredo Wilprea, the
work
botanist.
with other specialists?
Yes, I consider that I am landscape architect too, but I have not enough knowledge for make a botanic garden. For that I need a botanic person, really, but no landscape is a botanic. The landscape we make in our office.
You can do the landscape.
Yes, but the nicer if you work with, it's more easy work with some people that know a lot about plants. And in this case, he's very intelligent and very clever.
And so you always work with the same person.
Yes, yes. No, two in my life. One before, she died about 15 years ago, and I changed for Wilfredo. And he's very, very international, botanic, even teacher. He's very full professor.
And I'm curious to know where you live, what your house is like. Do you live in a block with a slice through it, or
I live in a.
or do you live in a normal house?
Oh, I live in a paradise house.
And do you have a garden?
No, I don't have God. I don't have kids. But I live in a house because this is for the climate of Canary Island. I don't have air condition. I can have everything is natural ventilation. Well, for Canary Island, I arrived from England, a very beautiful wind that is very fresh. We call alisios, and refresh.
Oh, I'm glad we give you a wind. That's fantastic. It's far for it to go.
No, but normally the people have air conditioning in the house.
But you are just kind of no air conditioning.
Maybe you have 3 days or 4 days every day are very, very, very bad.
Does it get?
But the rest of the year, no problem.
Does it get to 40 degrees, over 40 degrees?
No, but maybe we can have 36.
It's because you're in the sea, isn't it?
Depend of the layers because Tenerife have 3,700 meters. You can go up and you have snow. You can go down. You can have the same day.
Well, you also got volcano, and I believe that
Yes,
there have been a lot of damage done with that volcano in recent years, and that whole parts of the town was swept away.
Yes. No, any people died, but it was a big disaster in La Palma. These photos that I put is from La Palma. That was destroyed a part of the town. But at the same time, it's really very strong influence. We go to the ancient years, the remote times, and we are in the remote time with the nature flowing up, and you can see and have was very bad for the cities, but at the same time, you can have this feeling where you are. You are in the earth.
It's a kind of renewal.
Yes, renovation come a new earth, and now you planted grapes, and the grapes are very happy because everything is new.
Because of the volcanic soil.
Volcanic soil, yes. It's
How amazing.
It's amazing. This world is completely a box of surprise.
Well, from the kids' Christmas decorations of the mad octopus Christmas decorations through to just your spread of projects is truly magical. Thank you so much, Fernando, for sharing it with us.
Thank you. Thank you.